How's it, everyone? Welcome to another string review right here on OpenCourt. So I get many requests to try soft polys to review them for you guys, and that's not usually my go-to type of string. I like stiffer strings, but in an effort to give you guys what you want and to review softer strings, today I am trying one by my favorite company. So today we're taking a look at the Head Sonic Pro. Let's check it out. Alright, so the Head Sonic Pro is marketed as one of the softest polys on the market. I think it is actually the softest rated string in Head's polyester lineup. It comes in two colors as far as I know, a black and a white, and it's about $11 for a set or $155 for a whole reel. It also comes in two gauges, the 130 and the 125 millimeter, so pretty standard. There aren't too many gauge options. I'm going to try out the 125 millimeter, and I'm trying the black color for you guys. So what makes the Head Sonic Pro so soft? Well, according to the description on the website, it says, made from a uniquely refined copolymer polyester with a soft molecular construction, Sonic Pro offers excellent control and touch. So it's a standard round monofilament polyester. It's not shaped, but according to the packaging, it's supposed to offer both control and comfort, which is usually diametrically opposed things. If you have more control, the construction of the string is usually on the stiffer side so that aggressive swingers can swing out, and that stiffness will give them the control to keep the ball in play. Comfort usually means a little bit softer. It's going to be a little bit more powerful. So I'm interested to see how this string is going to play. Alright, so there's not much else to talk about except for the string setup. So I have it strung up in my Head Extreme Tour Night Edition. This is a fairly powerful racket, but I really like this racket. So I am trying it at 54 in the mains and 52 in the cross. I'm stringing it a little tighter than I usually do because if I'm going to try soft strings, I'm going to string it a little bit tighter because I personally still like that stiff feeling. This is the black color and it's the 125 gauge. So let's try out the Head Sonic Pro. Let's see if it actually is comfortable and gets that control like the packaging says. So starting out with the pros of the Head Sonic Pro. This string definitely lived up to its billing. It's super soft. Ordinarily, I don't really like soft and mushy strings, but the Sonic Pro played well in my Extreme Tour. The Sonic Pro is probably not as soft as the Head Lynx, but the Sonic Pro gave me a better balance of all-around playability and comfort. To my surprise, it felt much softer than the Yonex Polytour Air I reviewed recently, which was touted as one of the softest strings out there. That is more commentary on the Polytour Air than the Sonic Pro though, because I really didn't like the Polytour Air at all. Regardless, I thought the Head Sonic Pro had no uncomfortable sensations even on off-center hits. Since I like a more responsive string, I actually played without a dampener for the most part because I wanted to feel the vibrations. When I took off the dampener, the Sonic Pro did give me decent impact feedback. Not as much as a stiffer string, but more than soft, mushy strings I've tried and disliked in the past. The soft feel translated to easy power from just about everything. My favorite shot to hit with the Sonic Pro was probably my flat serve. Anything struck cleanly in the sweet spot launched off with tremendous power and penetrated the court well. Net clearance was easy even on low shots because of that free power and higher trajectory off the string bed. The Sonic Pro didn't really grip the ball and impart biting slice serve, so I found myself resorting to a flat slice hybrid serve most of the time. This serve worked very well, and I often hit this serve into my opponent's body, which resulted in weak returns. I also like the string on put-away volleys and overheads. I really didn't have to swing that fast to generate enough power to hit past my opponents at net. In fact, I'll get into why I didn't want to swing fast at net a little later, but even low volleys, I could easily dig them up and clear the net because the string bed was so springy. My backhand ground stroke felt awesome. I could generate more free power from my two-hander than just about any poly string I've tried recently, but I did have to be wary of the launch angle. Overall, I liked the power level of the Sonic Pro even at 54 pounds, and I could probably go higher with the tension to increase control without worrying about the stiffness. The thing that surprised me most about the Sonic Pro was the tension maintenance. The Achilles heel for most soft polys is that they stretch easier than stiffer strings, plus leading to faster tension loss. The Sonic Pro held tension very well for such a soft string. I haven't tried many soft strings to this point, but in terms of comfort to tension stability ratio, this might be the best I've ever experienced. When I tried the head links a few years ago, the second time hitting with that string was a completely different experience. That string lost tension incredibly suddenly. In contrast, Sonic Pro did not really change all that much throughout the course of this playtest, and that was very impressive. This might be the best soft poly string that maintains tension that I've ever tried. Many players who like soft strings have the common complaint that they become too unplayable too quickly and they don't want to constantly spend money to restring. Well, I think this Head Sonic Pro could solve those problems if you can deal with the cons. So that leads me into the cons of the Head Sonic Pro. The biggest issue for me, and is probably the biggest reason I don't really like soft polys, is the lack of control. I'm an aggressive player. I primarily play doubles and I like to serve and volley, but I take a fast, compact swing on my returns and I like to swing aggressively from the baseline. The Sonic Pro was very difficult for me to play my super attacking style at times because I would launch some of my returns to the fence if I wasn't careful. I will say that this string gave me much better control on flatter shots than head links or some of the other softer strings I've used in the past. It's just whenever I hit outside the sweet spot, I felt the control fall off a cliff. Because the string is so elastic, I sent some shots past the baseline even when I hit off center. With stiffer strings, if you hit off center, you normally experience a drop in power, and that didn't really happen with the Sonic Pro, and I couldn't impart any spin to keep those off center shots inside the court. Same was true for volleys. I had to pay very close attention at the net to make solid contact, otherwise the ball would fly where I wasn't expecting. I also didn't quite have the control to hit knifing slices that stayed low either. The launch angle on my slices were quite high. Since I play mostly doubles, my defensive slices would float high for the opposing net player to smash. Just the overall lack of control on aggressive cuts meant that I had to just be extra attentive with my form and contact point. This could be a burden more often than not because sometimes I like to just turn off my brain and let my instincts take over when I'm exchanging fast-paced shots. Next, and probably the biggest con for me, is that the Sonic Pro just doesn't put enough spin on the ball for my game. The Head Extreme Tour gets plenty of natural spin due to the funnel-shaped spin grommets, but to my disappointment, I couldn't generate the heavy kick serves I usually could with that racket. My opponents rarely struggled to return my kick serves, and they would often be able to tee off on them because my kick serve would just sit up there. Whenever I tried to overexert my pronation to hit up more, I sent the ball past the service line. Not only were my kick serves ineffective at bouncing high, they were just inconsistent and I couldn't trust it as a second serve. So I often resorted to hitting slice serves which have a lower net clearance. I feel like I double faulted more often with this string because I couldn't rely on my usually reliable kick second serve. And secondly, I didn't see my topspin forehands dipping into the court at the last second. I have a tendency to hit flat on returns and aggressive strokes, and usually a stiffer or shaped poly will give me some assistance with the last second dip inside the baseline. I rarely ever got help from the Sonic Pro in that regard. Thankfully, the Extreme Tour is an easy racket to swing vertically, and that allowed me to hit plenty of topspin during a rally, but having to adjust my stroke style just to fit the string didn't really sit right with me. A string should complement a user's strokes and not the other way around. But the good news is vertical swingers probably will have no trouble hitting enough topspin with the Sonic Pro because it does hold tension well and continues to snap back long after the first session. So now let's figure out who the Head Sonic Pro string is for. It's for players who want a soft and comfortable string that will hold tension well so that they don't have to constantly restring once their string becomes unplayable. Honestly, I was very surprised by the tension stability for such a soft string, and even though I had a difficult time controlling my aggressive shots, it could adjust relatively easily because I could trust that the tension would remain pretty constant. That's an impressive feat for a soft polyester string. Intermediate players who have slower swings will also benefit from the Sonic Pro's more forgiving power level. Overall, I was very impressed with the Sonic Pro. I am still not willing to switch to it or say that I like soft strings. That may never be the case for me, unfortunately, but the Sonic Pro is one of the best soft polys I've ever tried. I like it much more than the Head Links and Polytour Air, so if you want a soft poly that will hold its tension, give the Head Sonic Pro a go. Thank you for watching this review of the Head Sonic Pro right here on OpenCourt. If you guys like this content, be sure to overhead smash that like and subscribe button, and I'll see you on an OpenCourt.